Yo. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 17, Problems 24/7. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. When I tell y'all, I am too tired, okay? Not only am I too tired, I had to like really just sit in the shower and just kind of wash the day off. But then what put me to sleep was the State of the Union address. Child, this was a mess. Anyway, but that's not why we here. We are here for more important things, and that is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay, where they acted a plumb dumb fool. Here we go. So we get it. I think it was a beginning of a cipher that Selma was doing, and honestly, she can actually rap. I thought that was cute, and then we pan into her and 24. We see that Selma is working on a new EP, and again, it sounds good. 24 is very talented. Selma can rap, so I feel like, I feel like what she got going is good, and I hope that she can keep this momentum up, and we get to see her outside of TV, but like on radio and all of the things. I'm not mad at it. So we found out 24 has been extremely busy. She's having issues with him focusing on her career. So now she's asking if she can, she's suggesting that she should have a new management. So I felt like he threw in her face how hard he's working for her, and because he's working so hard, he's able to, support her. And it's like, that's not what she's talking about. She's just talking about having time for me so I can make my music. So I don't know if he's helping on not pushing her album, but anyway, he said, I felt like he wasn't trying to hear nothing Selma was saying, because I don't know, it just felt off-putting. I felt like he was being off-putting. I also felt like low-key he was kind of punishing her for all of the things that is happening. So I'm gonna stick with you, and I'm gonna believe everything you say, but I'm gonna punish you through this music, y'all. I don't trust people like that. So that's what I be thinking. Anyway, he did say last season how he was going to dedicate his time and energy and pushing Selma out there, and now we're here. So again, I know he's busy, I know the bills have to be paid, but at the same time, if this was your word, then you need to go ahead and honor that and get her to where she needs to be and where she's trying to go. And if that's the case, since you're so connected with people, you should bring somebody on to be able to manage Selma. Like, it won't hurt you per se, it won't take you away from what you have going on, but it'll also help Selma. But for me, again, I feel like high key he does not trust her. If we gonna do it like this, and I could be wrong, y'all drop it down in the comments. I feel like he don't really trust her like that, which is why he's her manager, like, I guess. So he said for Selma to have this lifestyle, he have to work in order to invest in her. So if he stopped working, how can he keep pushing her? And I was like, get her a manager. Anyway, like I said, I felt like low-key he was punishing her. So then we get to Spice dry ass, because y'all know I do not like Spice. But I will say this, she is a good parent. She's having an 18th birthday party for her son. She purchased him 18 gifts. We didn't get much in this scene. Jock said on his 18th birthday, he only had chicken wings. He said if his kids was watching, they might not even think they're gonna get 18 gifts on their birthday. But this was really nice of Spice's raggedy ass. Okay? So in the next scene, Scrappy asks Sierra to stop at Selma's event and talk with both her and 24. Sierra made it seem like she was just going to go there to have a conversation. And I feel like this is how everything started. Like, you're reigniting the fire. And I'm talking about Scrappy. I felt like this was rooted in him being messy. I don't feel like he had good intentions behind it, because Scrappy is messy. And I also feel like you doing this is because you're probably still mad because 24 had to, how 24 was acting towards him last season. So now I'm going to redig up some dirt. I don't know. It just, for me, it just was like, okay, this is messy. This is you being messy. And you're trying to be a producer, and you're trying to push a storyline along. And you're trying to create something that, and again, when we get on, for people like 24 should never be on reality TV. You don't want certain parts of your reality to come out, but this is what reality TV does. And you have people like Scrappy that pushes a storyline. So in order to do that, I have to be the one to kick off mess. And I have to go where there is more conflict, where there's conflict. So yeah. Anyway, we see a little conversation between Yandy and Little Man DC's, and I feel like he needs to be a model. Okay, that young man needs to be a model. Anyway, Spice Kid is a rapper. Jock is there with his son there giving him advice. Nothing there. So we haven't seen Kirk and Rashida, and y'all know everything that happened between Kai and Kelsey and Kelsey's boyfriend, and it was some what do I like to call it? Touchy. I don't want to say the word on YouTube. A schmoosh, whatever, I don't know. Physical violence, okay, towards Kelsey, allegedly by her person. And it was alleged that Kai was the one that unalived Kelsey's person. And if I'm saying that wrong, y'all, please put that in the comments, because if I can remember, I think that's what happened. So they talked about, just overall, y'all, they talked about Kai being under investigation for what happened to Kelsey's boyfriend. And they're just now finding out about Kelsey and everything that happened in between that relationship. Kirk said this has taken a toll on them and their family, and I can only imagine. We also find out that Kai and Kelsey aren't even speaking after everything that has happened. So I don't know if they are alluding that he did it or not, but I don't know. I totally like what happened, but I remember, if that makes sense, y'all. I remember like the situation, but in detail, I don't remember. So Rashida said she had been praying for the family, been praying for the young man, and they just basically taking this thing one day at a time. And this is real story. Like, I'm not mad at it, but I think, I guess, I just, for the life of me, I wish, well, I don't want to seem insensitive, but I wish they had known about the things that Kelsey had been going through, because she didn't, again, she never gave off that type of energy, but we hadn't seen Kelsey, did I see her last season? I want to say the season before last, like once. So I don't know, and I hate that for Kai, Kelsey, and the young man. So yeah. Anyway, we get to Bambi, Carly, and Yandy. Yandy wanted to talk to the ladies, so Bambi, Carly got together and had some snacks and whatnot. And Yandy came. She has a boot on, or whatever she said. She was playing double dutch and injured herself. Yandy said that she's still processing everything, but at the end of the day, she did what was right between her and Mendeecees. She realized that they've outgrown each other, and you did. Anyway, Carly was like, please don't say that, girl. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, people break up. You, ma'am, need a huge break. You don't need a man for a while. Okay? You don't need a man for a whole minute. Okay? Like, I do not like that. If I'm telling y'all that I was in something that was not great, and I tell y'all that I needed to go my separate way, please do not say to me, oh, was there any way you could have salvaged it? Or please don't say that, because I'm going to look at you crazy, and I'm not going to ever trust you with any information, because I need you to be like, okay. I don't need you to display this fake ass empathy. Okay? Like, I don't have nothing to say. I don't know what to say, so I'm just going to say whatever comes to my mind. Like, yeah, no. I need y'all to stop doing that. Anyway, Yandy said in the confessional, she don't know who she is by herself. And I'm just like, I really need y'all to stop putting people before self. Please stop putting yourself on a back burner to satisfy others. Because in reality, the person that is getting all of you, and they understand that they are getting all of you, so that means you're putting yourself on a back burner for them, they are not doing the same thing for you. Understand that. Understand that. Please stop. And I'm really talking to the ladies. I rarely see a lot of guys that do this. But ladies, I need y'all to stop. It's okay to be in a relationship, but what is not okay is to continuously put yourself on a back burner. They're not asking you to put yourself on a back burner, but because you want to show up in a certain way, and I'm telling y'all this because I used to be that person. They don't require you to show up in it. Some do. But there's some people that don't require that, but you feel like it's your duty to do that. No. And then we get to these parts where we have been everything else except for who we were born to be. And so now you have to get to an age where you are literally learning who you are all over again. It happens in motherhood. It happens in maybe in friend groups. I never really seen it in friend groups, but it happens in relationships, and it happens with family. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So Spice visits the Frost because she's been so worried about her. And I'm so tired of seeing Spice on the screen, but whatever, Spice is doing a good thing, so she ain't in conflict with nobody, so I'm not mad at it. She went over to Rashida and Kirk's house. And basically, after everything that has happened with Kai, they had to close Frost Bistro, because they were getting threats. And they had to protect the safety of themselves, their employees, and their family. Like, they had to put everybody first. And I hate that for them, because I feel like sometimes people go extremely too far. And I feel like these are people who just never liked Rashida on the show. And I feel like people like that, who go out of their way to be extremely insensitive and to be extremely cruel to others based upon a show, based upon something that has happened. This was outside of Rashida and Kirk's scope. They didn't know that these things were going to happen. But for y'all to send threats to these people at their place of business where they have to make their money is insane to me. That is insane to me. I really wish the best for them. Like, in real life, y'all. That is crazy. So then we get to Selma's EP event, and we see Jazzy Faye and drummer boy, I think that was his name. I haven't seen Jazzy Faye in so long, and you would think that after all of these years of seeing Jazzy Faye that a lot of his weight has reduced, but it seems to have not reduced. But it is so good to see Jazzy Faye. It is so good that we have seen Jazzy Faye and everything he has accomplished over the years, all the music he has created. To see him, I have never seen him in a in a problematic light. Shout out to him. Okay, Drummer Boy. I don't really know who that is, but I was just so happy to see Jazzy Faye, and we actually seen Jazzy Faye in the Real Housewives of Atlanta trailer clip. Okay, y'all have to go watch that trailer. Okay, I guess. Anyway, back to Love and Hip Hop. Whenever 24 talks, I feel like he just needs to get a throat lounger, and I feel like he needs to clear his throat because that voice is so raspy. I'm just saying, y'all. It's just his voice is very, very raspy. Anyway, Mendeecees tells Scrappy and Joc that him and Yandy separated, and we see Scrappy like, oh my God, I'm just Scrappy, y'all. Scrappy is the absolute worst. Like, he get on my nerves. And then 24 comes along. Scrappy then decides to tell 24 that him and Mendeecees are going through the same thing, except 24 isn't getting a divorce. And I'm just like, Scrappy, like, you are just like your mother. You have no couth. Anyway, 24 say that that's not his story, and he wants to focus on the music and what's going on out here with Selma. Period. Let me say this. I low-key enjoyed the delusions with 24 as it relates to Selma. Okay? Listen, if you can't be that delusional behind me, I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. Shout out to Angela Bassett. Anyway. Sorry. So, Selma hit the stage, and again, love her performance. Joc actually enjoyed Selma's performance, and Rennie says she enjoyed Selma's performance as well. She was like, I don't know what Erica talking about. Let me tell y'all what I wrote. I don't know what Erica hating ass was talking about, because y'all know she's a hater and she thinks she's the best thing since sliced bread. Okay? She got 2 songs. Well, she got a lot of songs, but she got 2 songs. Okay? That is TikTok approved. And she thinks she just the Beyonce of the rap world. Okay? You are not MC Lyte. You are not Queen Latifah. Girl, get out of our face. I'm sorry. It was just good not to see her on this episode. Okay? Anyway, but we got Selma, Bambi, Rennie, and Carly. They talk, and Selma is still lying. Like, if your husband is okay with all of this, and if your husband has let it go, then at this point there is no need to explain anything to anybody. Like, it is what it is. If he believe and he have this grand, if he's just so delusional behind you and he believe what you got going on, then that's all that matters. You shouldn't be answering none of these questions, because anything you answer will be used against you in a court of law. Okay? You are looking like a liar. I believe that you are a liar. Salmonella. Okay? Anyway, because girl, you ain't gonna never beat these allegations. Anyway, Carly is officially divorced. Shout out to Carly. She want to have a girls' divorce trip, and Bambi said, I'm going to sit this one out, and probably because she knows Spice is going to be there, and I don't think her and Spice are in a good place. Anyway, so Scrappy goes to 24 and was like, with the cameras down. Scrappy, you knew the cameras wasn't down. The cameras still caught that interaction that you had with 24. Why? Because you messy. And I just don't understand why 24 thinks that you are his friend. You're nobody's friend. So Scrappy was like, without the cameras, and he whispered to 24, what do you believe? 24 said, I believe the truth. So Selma texts that brother-in-law, and he told them, he texts Selma back and said he never, slept with a married woman, and that he have plenty of women. And 24 was like, listen, I'm just gonna go ahead and go with this text. I feel like 24 know what the real is with Selma, but he's gonna go ahead and go along with it. It is what it is. If he not mad, we don't need to be mad, and we don't need to be kicking nothing up. So 24 said he not spending time with spending time on someone who's trying to get screen time. It is what it is. So everybody's having a good time. Bambi and then we see a conversation that Bambi and Rennie are having, and point blank they think Selma is lying, and we all think Selma is lying. Okay, so Sierra and her husband Zay arrive, aka Bobby and Whitney. Okay, because they look high as. Okay, so Scrappy sees them and they go over to speak to 24 and Selma. Scrappy sees them, come sits down like a big ass kid and does like this and smiles. Like he just has this look like he's relishing in the demise of these people. Like he had that look like he was ready for something to pop off. And then when he get in a confessional, it's like, oh, I had no idea. Your feels naive me that something wasn't gonna pop off. Scrappy, shut the fuck up. Okay, like Scrappy get on my nerves. Okay, just like his mother. Anyway, Sierra and Zay walk up to Selma and 24. And she introduces herself to 24. She tell him, I met with Selma the other day. 24 was like, oh, okay, whatever. He don't be tripping. So maybe, and I don't know, but I wasn't mad at 24 in the energy that he came, because I already know y'all coming here on some messy shit. So I'm not going to give y'all the energy. So I guess Sierra felt the way, and she felt like he was off-putting. So then she pipes up and say, she didn't tell you because there's a lot of things that she's not telling you. 24 was like, basically, this don't matter to me. Like, I stay out of women's business. So, this is where Scrappy goes over to sit down, like being Captain Obvious. Like, really. And it was like in a messy-like manner. Because at the end of the day, Selma was like, I don't know who invited them, but it was Scrappy's bitch is that invited them. Okay. So 24 was like, he felt like Sierra and Zay were moving aggressively. And I agree, because again, it's the energy that Sierra came with, and so her husband was backing her up. And I'm just like, this is some foolishness, because none of this have nothing to do with you. This is, where's your brother-in-law? Like, where's your brother-in-law? Y'all fighting for him? Okay, girl, whatever. So Sierra tells 24, you moving a little different, you act in a way, and it's like, he was like, I'm chilling. Like, you have my name in your mouth. I am chilling. You came over here by us. We are over here basically having a good time, and you come walking over here with whatever you got going on. So Zay was telling 24, he was like, you good? And 24 was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not. Which means, please get out of my face. I'm not really good. Like, I need y'all to get all the way out of my face right now. Like, y'all doing too much. We already see this. Please leave. I felt like that's what 24 was basically saying what I was saying. So Zay and Sierra, I feel like they are still relishing in this whole situation. So 24 tells Zay, check your hoe. Like, check your hoe. Now, because at this point, he's getting mad. Sierra says Selma is a real hoe, which she didn't lie. So we get insults slinging back and forward and back and up and down. And Sierra threw a drink at Selma. And she stood there because she still, Selma at this point, she didn't go up to Sierra. She ain't trying to fight. Like, we still trying to have a conversation, although you just threw a drink on me. And then that's when 24 went at Zay, like, what are y'all doing? So Sierra tells 24 every time you kiss Selma, you kissing my brother-in-law's And I'm just like, girl. Anyway, Scrappy started this he gave this whole thing legs, and now Selma is mad at 24 because he took it to hell. And I just feel like you shouldn't be mad at him because he was defending you. If anything, you should be mad at Scrappy because he's going to try to get himself out of this. He's going to get himself out of this. So, but 24 will not be mad at Scrappy. Trust that. He will not be mad at Scrappy. Anyway, all of this lands on not 24. Scrappy, Ciara, and Zay's doorstep. Y'all came here and started all of this, kicked off all of this at this girl's event. Like, that's trash, and y'all are trash. Anyway, I don't understand why everybody trying to tell 24 to calm down, and nobody's telling Ciara and her sugar booger ass husband, like, why would y'all come to these people think it's a time and a place for everything? Y'all want to talk? We can go out and we can go talk somewhere else. Here, not now. Anyway, everybody pretty much is taking Ciara's side, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not with all of that. And I do feel like Ciara and her druggy ass husband came in with a whole lot of smoke. So Carly decided she wanted to talk to 24 and tell him that he needed to grow up. No, Carly, you need to mind your damn business. As long as you're friends with her, as he stated, bitch, you the op. He didn't call her a bitch. I'm just gonna call her one on his behalf. Bitch, you a op. Okay? And I need you to go directly to hell. Like, yeah, no. And she was like, well, you coming at me because you coming at me on how I should act at my wife's event when they came in here with the energy. So we're not the people you need to be talking to. You need to be having a conversation over there with bitch. Anyway, that is all I got. Okay, I don't have anything else. Okay, this episode was really, really good. Yeah, I hope y'all like this. Okay, let me know what y'all think in the comments and whose side y'all on down in the comments. Okay, I just felt like she came. I don't know what her and her husband doing. I don't know if they sniffing, snorting. I don't know what they doing. But whatever they doing, I don't like it. And I don't like this portion of Ciara. Like, yeah. And I can't wait till their stuff come out. You putting all this lady stuff out here. Yeah, we know she's scammy. But her husband ain't tripping. So, yeah. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And tomorrow, I will see y'all tomorrow for, of course, the Tyler Perrys of it all, House of Pain and Sisters. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yes, House of Pain and Sisters. And look out for, I've already posted on my community wall, my Healing Out Loud segment with my cousin, your cousin, everybody cousin Courtney. And we're going to be talking about parental manipulation. And then my Life Unscripted segment, I'll put all the thumbnails in once I figure out a date. We're supposed to have a guest for Life Unscripted. We're supposed to have a guest for the Healing Out Loud segment, so it's going to be 3 of us. And then Life Unscripted is, of course, y'all, it's just me. And I'll be talking about, the woes, the joys, the ghetto-ness of it all. Parenthood. Okay, my journey, my parental journey. Okay. Who's y'all? Yes. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I really hope y'all like my content. And yes, this is your girl Kiwan reminding you to listen, y'all. I really be forgetting the end of my little credits lately. I gotta do better. Keep showing up. Stay true to yourself. Keep growing. No, let me do this again. This is your girl Kiwan reminding you to keep showing up, stay true to yourself, and keep growing. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.